If you've ever felt like your money disappears the second you get paid, you're not alone. One of the biggest reasons budgeting feels overwhelming is because people often think it has to be complicated. But the truth is, a good budget doesn't need to be complex to be effective. Sometimes the simplest systems are the easiest to stick to. That's where the 50-30-20 rule comes in. It's a straightforward way to divide your income into three main categories so you can cover your essentials, enjoy your life, and still make progress toward your financial goals. Here's how it works. 50% goes to your needs, 30% goes to your wants, and 20% goes to savings and debt repayment. Let's break each part down. The 50% your needs. The 50% section of the pie chart lights up. Icons for a house, grocery bag, car, and light bulb appear. The first 50% of your net income should go toward your needs. These are the essential expenses you have to pay in order to live and function day to day. They're the bills and responsibilities that keep your life running. Think about things like rent or mortgage, groceries, utilities, transportation, insurance, basic health care, minimum debt payments. The goal is to keep all of those core expenses at or below that 50% mark. Now, depending on where you live, this can definitely be challenging. Housing costs, insurance, and everyday essentials have gotten expensive. So if your needs are higher than 50%, that doesn't mean you failed. What it does mean is that it may be time to take a closer look at your fixed expenses and ask, is there anything here I can reduce, renegotiate, or rethink? Because when your needs start taking up more than half of your income, that's usually a warning sign. It leaves less room for saving, less flexibility in your budget, and more financial stress when life throws you a curveball. The more you can keep your essentials under control, the more breathing room you create for everything else. Next comes 30% for wants. These are the things that make life more enjoyable, but aren't absolutely necessary for survival. If you cut them out, life might feel less fun or less convenient, but not unmanageable. This category includes things like dining out, entertainment, hobbies, vacations, subscriptions, shopping for non-essentials, upgraded conveniences, and impulse purchases. This is where people often get into trouble because wants have a sneaky way of disguising themselves as needs. A daily coffee run becomes non-negotiable. A shopping habit becomes self-care. A new phone or gadget becomes something I had to have. And little by little, those choices add up. The truth is, lifestyle creep is real. As income goes up, spending often rises with it, and not always in ways we notice right away. That's why this category needs honesty. Not guilt, not shame, just honesty. You're absolutely allowed to enjoy your money. The point isn't to cut out every fun purchase. The point is to make sure your wants fit inside your plan instead of quietly controlling it. The final 20% section lights up. Icons for a piggy bank, upward graph, and a paid-in-full stamp appear. The final 20% goes towards saving, investing, and paying down debt. This is the part of your budget that helps you build security and create options for your future. A great first step is building an emergency fund, ideally enough to cover 6 to 12 months of living expenses. That money can protect you if you lose your job, face a medical bill, or get hit with an unexpected expense. Once you've started building that safety net, focus on paying off high-interest debt, especially credit cards. High-interest debt can keep you stuck because so much of your money ends up going toward interest instead of progress. The faster you eliminate it, the more of your income you get to keep and put toward your own goals. And if you're already in a solid place with savings and debt, this 20% can also go toward investing and long-term wealth building. This is the category that turns financial survival into financial stability. The 50-30-20 rule isn't complicated, and that's exactly why it works. When you take the time to write down your numbers and see where your money is actually going, you start making decisions with intention instead of reacting paycheck to paycheck. You don't need a perfect budget. You just need a plan you can actually stick to. Whether your goal is to get out of debt, build savings, or finally feel more in control of your money, the 50-30-20 rule gives you a simple roadmap to get there. Subscribe for more finance tips, and if this helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And stay prosperous.